What is up, YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Anonymous Nobody, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the thought culture leadership and poor role models for women, specifically black women. As you've all seen the Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion WAP video, we all know what that stands for, so I don't need to say it for obvious reasons. It's just something that I noticed, a trend. I'm not the only one that's noticed that the role models and leaderships for black women specifically, speaking about, has gotten progressively worse since the turn of the century. So I sat and thought, like, okay, well, when did this start? How did we get to where we are now? And I had to go back to the mid-90s. And I'm going to say the two that kind of started this movement, this over-sexualization, had to be Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. If y'all remember, they were the two female rappers from the mid to late 90s. They were the first two to basically get naked to sell records. Yeah, they may have had a little skill, but all in all, they were selling sex. You transition from Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim to Trina. She was the boss bitch. Still, same agenda, just slightly different. So we transition from Trina to Beyonce. Now, before we get to Beyonce, there was a small gap in between Trina and Beyonce where you had the conscious neo-soul black women. That kind of slowed things down for a bit. You had your Lauryn Hills, you had your Erykah Badu's, you had your Jill Scotts, Angie Stones, those types. They didn't particularly go the thought way to sell records or show some type of leadership as a woman. Now, asterisk next to Erykah Badu. She did show a little skin, but nothing like what we see now. So going back to our trend, so we go back to Beyonce. And Beyonce, who started with Destiny's Child. And I was never a fan, even at a young age, because most of their songs basically trashed men. Go back and look at Destiny's Child's songs, their titles. Bills, bills, bills. Basically, pay me or bounce. Or I'll get it myself. I don't need a man. That whole agenda. Yeah, there were some positives from it. There was some empowerment. But it still sent the same message to a lot of the younger women. That basically says, get out here and get it on your own. Don't depend on a man. Which caused more of a divide between men and women. Hence, I wasn't too much of a fan of Beyonce. Yeah, she was attractive, but I didn't like the message she was sending. So moving from Beyonce, I guess who took the torch from her had to be Nicki Minaj. And Beyonce took flack, for showing a lot of skin. And Nicki Minaj basically took that and added steroids. Nicki Minaj was the BAB, I call them Build-A-Broads, like Build-A-Bear. She went and had every surgery she could have. She basically looked like a prostitute, but a made-up prostitute. And that was what was selling at the time. Again, me personally was not a fan. Listening to her song sounded like nails on a chalkboard to me. Again, the message behind the image. over sexualization. So we go from Nicki Minaj, who then passed the torch to Cardi B. Now, we all know Cardi B was a prostitute and admitted this, and a drug user. And like I said, the role models and the leadership, as you can see from this short list that I'm giving you, is getting progressively worse. And now we have Meg Thee Stallion, who is on the scene. And like I said, the problem with this is the younger women, this is what they're going to look to. And this is what they're probably going to do as far as their path. They're not going to aspire to be humble, smart, educated, sophisticated women. They're going to aspire to be thots, whores, hookers. And then all they'll say is, well, they did it. Why can't I do it? I have a body. I should use it. But they don't think about the long-term ramifications. Again, I spoke about over-sexualization. The fastest one to get naked gets the cash. But here's the thing about that. It's a short window. It's a short window. Because once you do that, once you take that thought road, there is no turning back. You can't revert and be the humble, quiet girl next door. You know, that's over. Think about all the conservative women now that are trying to be thots, but they're not built for it, in order to adapt for attention. As we all know, attention is a woman's currency. So if all the thots and the whores are getting all the attention, what do you think the everyday average female is going to do if all the guys are chasing thots? You know, and not even that, you know, they're destroying their bodies to keep up. You know, Botox, hydrogel, all of these products, these foreign chemicals that they're injecting into their bodies, you know, fake booties, fake boobs, tummy tucks, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. Just to keep up with these thots who perpetuate an image that is not natural. And honestly, ladies, we don't like it. It looks good on television. It looks good in a photo. You ever meet a girl and, like I said, from a distance she looks fantastic, hourglass shape, you know, you get closer and then you start seeing like, man, her lips look a little large than normal. Her eyelashes are really, really long. You know, man, I thought that hair was real, but it's fake. And then you actually get right up on her and you go to hug her and nothing feels natural. She almost feels like a cyborg. You know, she may have one of those waist trainers on, because that's the thing now, that they wear the waist trainers pretty much all day. And basically they don't work out to get rid of the fat. They just push it to other areas or suppress it and squeeze it in like a corset. But you get my point, I'm rambling. This is what we're dealing with about 75% of the time right now with today's women, of course, in the Western culture. Not saying that they don't do it in other countries, but it's predominantly here is what we're experiencing. Now I've given you this whole synopsis, so let me try to come up with some solutions from a male perspective. I would advise men to deal with these type of women from a distance. You know, I wouldn't invest any more than a night with these type of women. You know, the sooner they realize there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, perhaps they'll stop doing it. And I urge men to put value on your non-sexual attention. And that's something that gets overlooked amidst everything that's going on. You know, yes, these women are getting attention. Yes, guys are looking at them. Yes, guys are in their DMs. But the guys that are actually trying to date these women and trying to wife them up, that's an L. That's an L. That's like the guy that actually tries to date the neighborhood slut. Everybody knows the girl in the neighborhood that's been passed around like a baton. And that's always the one sucker that ends up trying to make her his girlfriend or his wife. That's got to stop. And men, the last thing I'll say before I get off here, raise your standards. Raise your standards. You know, it's okay to have standards. It's okay to say no. Even if she's throwing herself at you. You're stronger than you think. Let's put it that way. Redirect that energy into something else to better yourself. And then hopefully while you're doing that, better quality will come to you. Because even now with this over-sexualization of women, men nowadays, you should be totally you should have no reaction to these women as they're out and about. With the yoga pants, you know, the cut off shirts, you should have no reaction to it because now you see it everywhere. It's the new norm. You know, back in the day, you would see a woman like that every blue moon. So of course you would react, you would be excited. But now you should have no reaction to that. You shouldn't even look her direction. Because all it takes is one guy. All it takes is one guy to give her attention when she does that, and she's going to repeat it, trying to get that same reaction. This is how you get women that are 4s and thinks they're 9s. Shout out to Coach Greg. The 49ers. This is how they come about. So I'm going to get out of here. Again, let me know what you think in the comment section. Like the video before you leave. You know, help your boy out. Help me grow this channel. It takes you 1 second. Just click the little blue like button below the video. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for all of those who have subscribed. I appreciate it. This is your boy Anonymous Nobody. And I'm going to be back at you soon with another video. Peace.